My name's Campbell. I'm Adele's monitor engineer, and yeah, I've been doing monitors for very many artists for a long time. Since I started professionally in 1985.
Okay, so what was like the initial catalyst for you getting into monitor engineering?
It's because I like the Clash. I used to go and watch the Clash, and I wanted to be a roadie, so now I am.
That's a very good reason.
Yeah.
So if you can tell me a little bit about the iLive desk that you're using today, what was it in particular that separated that console from others that made you really want to put that on your rider?
One of the things about this desk was the physical size of it, size and weight was one of the things. I'd never used it before this tour, so just when we started the tour and we were in Europe,
yeah,
we didn't have a truck, we just had a trailer on the back of the bus. So basically if it didn't go in the trailer, it didn't go on the tour. And this, obviously, as you can see, it's really small and it happens to be really light. It's got loads of inputs and outputs, everything that we need for the tour. So we've got two of these, one front of house, one on monitors. And of course we don't carry any outboard gear, so there's no graphics,
okay,
no external processing, apart from this thing that we've just removed from the signal chain today. That was on a focal, but we're not using it anymore. So everything that I need is sitting right there.
So what was your like immediate reaction when you first started using iLive? What were your initial impressions?
Well, that's a good question. Well, it's always difficult when you start using a new desk, something you never used before. It always feels like there's like an added risk, something that you're not familiar with. So I was a little bit apprehensive having to learn a new console straight away with a new band for me, because this is the first tour I've done with Adele. But it took me about 10 minutes to learn how to use it, and I only had to ask. Because Leon from Allen&Heath was down there at rehearsals when we set it up to help us out with it, and he gave me just a quick once over, showed me the basics of it,
yeah,
and that was it really. I think I only had to ask him one question about using it after the first half hour or something. There was one thing I didn't quite know how to do, but it literally took 10 minutes to learn how to use it.
So it's got a lot of ease compared to other manufacturers.
Well, yeah, definitely. It's just the way it's set out. It's really simple, really obvious how it works. You know, there's no mystery about it at all.
Can you highlight any particular likes about this system that you really want to shout about?
Yeah, there's loads actually. I mean, if you look at the desk, very few controls on it. It's just so simple. We select a channel, any channel you like. Select one channel. There's the EQ section, gate, the preamp and trim department up here. Every channel's got a compressor, limiter, gate on it. It's dead obvious how to use it all. It's got a touchscreen as well, which is a new thing for me. Never used a desk with a touchscreen before. But you can see, like for that channel, you can see how much EQ is going on there. None, which is pretty standard for me. Tiny bit on there. It's just simple. And then I've got wedges and in-ears on the desk. So if you want to select an output, there's an output there. There's a graphic equalizer. You can see that on the screen. So you've got several ways of doing everything. You can change stuff on the fader, go back to 0, or you can select using a touch screen. Alright, there you go, start moving up. It's dead simple to use, and more importantly for me, I can switch between wedge mixes and ear mixes really quickly. So I can access any part of the desk really quickly.
Can you just speak a little bit more into your dictaphone, is that alright?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying this is the first time that you've worked with a digital screen?
No, with a touch screen on a digital board. So, yeah, I'd never used a touch screen before.
So how has that made your job easier?
Well, you can see, look. I mean, Now it's set up, I don't use the screen so much, certainly not during a gig, because I'm usually on the scene pages. So I've got a scene set for each song.
Yep.
So just plod through the songs like that. But you can easily just select any song you like, quick as you like, or return. Have a look at the effects. So I've got loads of different reverbs going. So it's really simple to access any of the reverbs just by touching the screen. There they are. Like 6 reverbs in there.
So how many channels are you mixing all together?
You know what? I don't actually know. I think it's about 50, I think. But just because the way I've got it set out on the desk, it doesn't because with the iLive you can, any of these sections here can be anything you like. It can be an effects return, an input and output, whatever you want. So it doesn't run like if you had a standard analog desk, you'd have like, you could see you'd be using 48 channels perhaps. But yes, I don't actually know. It's a good question.
So what internal and external effects have you got going on?
Nothing external at all.
Okay.
Nothing. Everything that you use, any EQ, compression, gates, effects are all within the console. So I use six effects engines, which we just had up there. There we are. Mostly reverbs. That's it. It's all in the desk, so the whole gig is on there.